it's Mitch from PickDawgz.com, and it is Monday, July the 1st, 2024, here with your Major League Baseball first 5 innings picks. Of course, it is a light schedule today, but it doesn't stop us from covering all the games on today's card. And speaking of which, today in history, something that we cover in each video, July 1st, 2008, I typed into Google, how do you start a blog? And well, my life has never been the same. Neither has the world of sports betting. I was the first person to do free picks on every single game, every single day on the internet. And the response of the betting community was, you are crazy. 16 years later, they all are trying to copy and do the same thing. But we always try to stay one step ahead of them here. And of course, one step ahead of the books. So let's get to it. Not going to take us long. We just got 3 games and we're going to cover it all in the first 5 innings. For our first game of the day, we head to Toronto where the Blue Jays are taking on the Houston Astros. It's Canada Day, so the early start in Toronto, and Yariel Rodriguez getting the ball here for the Jays. It's Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros. Brown had that horrible start to the season, but boy, has he been strong of late. 0.47 ERA over his last 3 starts, while Rodriguez really has some good stuff, but his 4.37 ERA is 9.00 over his last 3 starts. I mean, we really can't look at all that much into just pitching. When we look at the hitting of these two teams, though, especially versus right-handed pitching, the Astros hitting .302 versus righties over their last 10 games. And the Blue Jays at .243. The Astros just about as hot as it gets, trying to run down the Seattle Mariners and do it in a hurry. They are over 500 for the first time since there was single digits of games this season. Look out, here come the Astros. I'm taking them in the first 5. For our next game, we head to Washington, where the Nationals are taking on the New York Mets. It is Dave Peterson on the mound for the Mets and Mackenzie Gore on the mound for the Nationals. Mackenzie Gore has shown really good top-end stuff and certainly a high number of strikeouts, but, like any young pitcher in the major leagues, he looks to be a little fatigued lately, and his numbers are certainly heading in the wrong direction. Gore has a 3.81 ERA on the season, 5.29 over his last 3 starts, while Peterson, hasn't pitched that many games this season. Looked pretty good in his rehab starts, but it hasn't really translated over to his major league action, as his 3.67 ERA is 4.11 over his last 3 starts. Look at the way these teams are hitting left-handed pitching, and the Mets are just absolutely bludgeoning lefties to the tune of 320 over their last 10 games, while the Nationals just 212. And we know the Nationals have been opportunistic this season, but a lot of that has come in the later innings. I'm going to take the Mets in the first 5. For the final game of this 3-game card, we head to Colorado where the Rockies are taking on the Brewers. It's Austin Gomber on the bump for the Rockies and Bryce Wilson on the mound for the Brewers. Gomber's numbers are heading in the wrong direction, a lot closer to the numbers that we've seen from Gomber typically throughout his career. Meanwhile, Bryce Wilson, well, this guy's numbers on the increase as well. I think he throws a very hittable baseball, and I think those advanced analytics, while I don't believe in them all the time, they were dialed in and correct about Wilson. 3.89 on the season, 10.38 ERA over his last 3 starts, while Gomber 4.63 ERA for the season, which is sharply up from where it was just a few weeks ago, and 10.20 over his last 3 starts. We look at the way these teams are hitting the baseball. Brewers hitting .281 versus left-handed pitching, and while the Rockies are hitting just .183 against righties, I don't think it matters. We're going to see a ton of runs. I like the over in the Rockies Brewers. And that'll be our final pick for today's show. That wraps up today's card. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow with the full 15-game Major League Baseball slate. And of course, as we continue to roll on, now that we're in July, just about a month away from NFL preseason. And we'll, of course, be covering those first halves in these videos as well. If you're looking for my best bets, the games I'm betting today, and documented picks from the world's best handicappers, you get that over at our website, PickDawgz.com. Just click on the Premium Picks tab. And I also have a link in the description. You can use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have really cool PickDawgz merch like this zip up I'm wearing and this hat, among many other things as well. Check it out under the merch tab. I've also put a link in the description. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all of you guys. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I've appreciated you and spending the last 16 years with you guys talking sports and sports betting every single day. It's been awesome, and I hope we do at least another 16 together. Let's make it a winning day.